But this same rule of Imam Rida alayhi salam can be applied to all of the other texts that we read, dear brothers and sisters. If we read some narrations, we shouldn't just have a very simplistic and superficial understanding where we just read one narration and we derive the wrong conclusion. What do I mean by this, and how could Imam Rida alayhi salam, the rule that he gave us, be applied to other narrations? For example, not to have a deficient understanding, we see that some within our own communities who attribute themselves to be Shia, and now I don't label these people with any particular name. I won't label them, but I've heard from some brothers from the Indo-Pak community that there are some that they put a big emphasis on matam. They beat their chests, they recite the poetry for Imam Hussain alayhi salam and those slaughtered at Karbala, and they do this quite often. And they also put a big emphasis on performing the disassociation of the enemies of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, peace be upon them, such as Abu Bakr, Umar, Aisha, these types of personalities. They're very strong in this disassociation. But when it comes to praying, fasting, they don't participate in these things. They don't want to participate in these things. So some of them apparently have said, according to brothers who have spoke to them from that community, they say that it's not necessary for me to pray and fast. Why? Because we have narrations where crying for Imam Hussain alayhi salam erases all of your sins. So they read some of these narrations, for example in Kamil al-Ziyarat, and they say that because of this narration, it's kind of abrogated fasting, praying, etc. Of course, this is a very wrong understanding. And Imam Rida alayhi salam, the rule, the qaida that he has given us should be applied when also reading these narrations. If Allah Azza wa Jal, if the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if all of the Imams order that you must pray, you must fast, you must do all the other Islamic duties, then it doesn't mean because of this other narration you can just forget about them all. Rather, it means this narration about crying for Imam Hussain. If you are someone who is a believer, you do your obligatory duties, then inshallah ta'ala, by crying for Imam Hussain sincerely, all of your sins will be erased, with the condition that you also follow the other narrations from the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. We do not pick and choose. So this narration where Imam Rida alayhi salam shows that the Shahada has conditions can also be applied to these, where we have a holistic understanding. We bring all the narrations together and then we say that, okay, the narration must be understood in this way, that yes, crying for Imam Hussain is highly rewarded. However, this cannot be achieved of getting forgiveness if you do not follow the salah, the fasting, the paying of the zakat and the other obligatory duties that have been taught to us by the Ahlul Bayt. So some in our own communities can have this rule applied on them.